Hello and welcome to the Hassloch Panel. The Hassloch Panel is a methodology that helps founders to get their data-driven business building started without any prior knowledge, without much money, and still with meaningful results that help to get your business ideas set up in a totally consumer-centric and data-driven way right from the start. But first, let me explain why I'm calling this a Hassloch Panel. Hassloch, arguably the city with the ugliest name in Germany, meaning hate hole, is a city in the southwest of Germany that represents the median of the demographic of Germany, meaning old versus young, poor versus rich, male versus female. It's exactly like Germany as a country looks. And that's why the GfK, Gesellschaft für Konsumforschung, places their product launches here. Months and sometimes years before they hit the shelves all over the country, they're being tested here in this small commune to find out if there's a commercial future to them or if they should be ditched. I developed the Hassloch Panel method at the University of Bayreuth, where for 6 years I've been teaching an all-day seminar to budding business founders among the students. And to present the ideas that they had been working on, I asked them to collect 10 of their fellow students and collaborators at the university and get them into one room for the final presentation of their pitches. 10 people in one room behind ordinary university benches. I only give them 2 rules when it comes to putting together this panel. Number 1, it has to be evenly split between female and male participants. And number 2, there should be one participant that's significantly older than the median of the participants and one that's significantly younger. In an expansion scenario, you could think about introducing 1 or 2 foreign-born participants or 1 or 2 mothers or any other participant group that you really want to test this with. It's in front of this panel that the founders in the student group pitch their 3 to 5 minute stories to. And after that's done, I ask each one of the 10 participants 2 questions. The first one is about the perception of the pitch, aka the marketing that the founder has done. Did you get it? What didn't you get? And how could the presentation improve? The second question is about the business proposal or the customer perspective. Would you buy this? How often would you buy it? And what would be an essential feature that this product needs to have in order for you to buy it? These 2 questions times 10 answers provide such an ample amount of information to work with. It's always astonishing. There are 4 simple rules that turn this from a student exercise into a method that's useful to any innovation program and founder. Number 1, no discussion. Number 2, take notes, turn the verbal feedback into written down statements. Number 3, turn these notes into data by not talking about individual feedback, but saying 30% did get this, 50% didn't get that, there were 20% male, there were 30% older than the average. And lastly, and I'm going to explain in a second why that is so important, pay each participant money. Pay each one 10 euros. The beautiful effect of turning these statements into percentage data is that for the first time you have metrics that you can work with or against, that you can try to improve or change, but for the first time you're not dependent on individual statements anymore, but on numbers. Numbers coming out of you evaluating the feedback could be like, our marketing isn't working with the male audience. 40% don't get parts of our narrative, of which 25% are older than 50. That's quite specific. Or 30% are ready to buy our product, 66% of which female, 50% of which younger than 20. That's the data that you need to work with to build your business into the right direction. The reasons why you should pay panel participants money are twofold. Number 1, it professionalizes the scenario. Participants understand that this is not about a friendly exchange of opinion, but a professional deed that generates value, and they will act accordingly. And number 2, and that's even more interesting, paying money establishes for the first time your customer acquisition cost. In this case, with 3 guys out of 10 being ready to buy your product, you spending 100 euros on all 10 of them, it means that for each one of the potential clients, your customer acquisition cost is a third of 100, meaning 33 euros. And this metric, the customer acquisition cost, is one of the most profound, most important of any business building in the world. And boom, you just created it with little effort, with little money, and in a friendly scenario. To recap, there's 3 reasons why you want to think about incorporating the Hassloch Panel into your innovation program or your work as a founder. Number 1, it helps you turn isolated opinions into structured feedback. Number 2, this structured feedback is the basis for quantifiable data points that are easy for you to work with. And thirdly, from these data points, there is an actionable roadmap that is you turning the good results into better results and trying to minimize the effects of the not so good results that you're getting from the structured feedback and the data points. If this was useful to you, please share it and use it in any scenario that you like. Use it in your accelerator program, in your student program, in your incubator, in any situation where it's important that people get structured and sustainable feedback and make that the basis of their product and startup decisions. If you want to get to know more about what I'm doing, what other methods I'm developing, and what the basic thinking behind all of this is, just visit my website at www.christophr.de. Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck and success.